remember saying on my second suicide attempt, I said to, when I went in hospital, I said to the doctor, he says, why do you want to kill? Why do you want to die? I said, I don't want to die. I just want it all to stop. So it's very similar sort of thing. I just wanted that pain to stop.
Yeah.
If you share, I don't tend to share in meetings. It's because I fear it sometimes. I feel like I'm not good enough to share, don't I? And I always, he says to me, "You're fucking brilliant. What's up with you?"
You should do though, because you.
But that's me. That's him
getting
telling
over
me
yourself.
You're not good. But when I do share,
same as running it.
Exactly. You know where I'm coming from now, don't you?
Yeah.
And I feel great, and I get home and I think, yeah, I'm glad I said that, because I'll go home sometimes. Why didn't I just fucking say that? Why didn't I open my mouth? Why didn't I do this? But now, I open my mouth and I don't give a fuck what comes out.
It's like an alcoholic's down a well and he can't get out. And the doctor comes past and goes, what are you doing down a well? And he goes, I'm a fucking alcoholic, I don't know what to do. He takes his tablets. Fucking hell, still in a well. Next minute, a vicar walks past. He says, I can't get out. He says, I'll pray for you. Still in a fucking well. Next minute, an alcoholic comes round and says, what are you doing down there? He says, I'm an alcoholic, I don't know how to get out. Alcoholic jumps in. He says, what are you fucking jump in for? He says, I know my way out of here, kid.
So on this week's episode of Disciples of Truth, we have the recovery runners on. We have Jamie and Dino. Thanks for coming on, lads.
Morning, thank you for asking us.
So how did it first come about, wanting to start recovery runners?
You go first for a change.
Well, recovery runners were, what had happened, I'd watched a documentary called Skid Row Marathon.
All right.
On Amazon. I was in that phase where watching loads of different, just inspiring type running things. And I was putting my name forward to be chairman for South Leeds Lakers running club, running around Beeston, where I lived at the time. And I had to put like a manifesto together where I was going to take what I wanted to do with my term as chairman. And we'd done the mental health side of stuff with the previous chairman and what have you. And I watched that and I'm like, this is what I wanted. I want to work with like homeless and people in rehab and detox and stuff like that. So I got in touch with St George's Crypt, who then put me on the Growing Rooms, which is a residential rehab. They've got a couple of places dotted about, but the main place is up in Wortley,
nice.
Wortley Armley. And I got in touch with them and started a Couch 5K. And little did I know that Jamie has started a Couch 5K with Spacious Places, which is a non-residential rehab. It's like a day programme. Basically, try to teach you how to interact with life again.
Yeah.
You know, which is what rehab's about, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so I started it with Growing Rooms. Jamie started with Spacious, and then COVID it and ruined it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it were. I think Jamie had a better time with it than I had, to be fair, because he had a smaller group where I had like 40 lads in rehab. And it's all, right lads, we're all going to run at one pace and we don't leave anybody behind. Does everybody understand me? Yeah. Right, let's go. And everybody just went, woo! You know what I mean? It was like sweeping water uphill. It was like, this ain't going to happen. But then, so it kind of died off then for Growing Rooms. We'd go out in 2s and 3s, but that's really the root of it. But we didn't have a name then.
Yeah.
And it was just a case of what we'll do for South Leeds Lakers. And then in 2021, just before my 50th, we met in Temple Newsham. But we were for a chat and we had to iron some stuff out, and we decided then after the conversation that we'd put them both together.
Yeah.
And we said, what should we call it? We need to call it something. So a few names got bandied about, didn't it? And I said, what about Recovery Runners? We're both in recovery.
Yeah. Recovery
Runners. Yeah, sounds so. That's it, all right. So we started Recovery Runners. Were born then, really. And then I said to Jamie, I said, right, I'll put a Facebook page together, Recovery Runners Community. I said, because we don't want to be a running club, we want to be a community. It's a different thing, you know what I mean? Community means family.
Yeah.
And so we put it on, I made this Facebook page and invited friends who I knew ran up and down country, and then all of a sudden it just went mental, then it just went boom. It exploded, and then before long it were mainly aimed at people in recovery from drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
So that's what Jamie himself knew.
Yeah.
But then somebody said, well, I've got an eating disorder, can I join? Somebody said, I've got a gambling problem, can I join? And then before long, it would open to everybody that were recovering from anything.
Yeah.
And
it's a beautiful thing, though, isn't it?
well, it is, yeah. And I think that we started off. We are at a stage now where we wanted to be 4 years ago.
But that's just our heads, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's how
exactly.
we want it. We want everything now. What's yesterday? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how we both work, mate.
That's it. And that's where we're both recovering alcoholics. Jamie's going up to 10 years. I'll be 19 years this year.
Well done, lads.
And we knew, but it's that giving back, paying forward, and we knew back then how what it meant, and that's why we wanted it to be in every city and all over the place, because there's alcoholics and addicts and people recovering from life in every corner of
All
this
the battles going on in Minefield.
and that's
It certainly is.
and that's the thing. It's a mind because people, you know, it's only really recently, totally going off topic here. It's only totally right recently, especially men are talking about their issues, are talking about the feelings, and talking about their emotions and what have you, which I never did until I got into recovery. You know, and then, you know, I needed hardwiring, I needed rewiring, I was hardwired to life.
I bet you realised you weren't alone as soon as you started opening up.
That was it. You know, I thought I was the only one that did what I did, that talked, that said what I did, that acted like I did, that drank like I did, that wanted to die every day. I thought I was the only one, but I want, and that's where change started for me.
Do you think that part of wanting to die is just the old self? It's the old personality wants to die off. It's not a physical death, is what I kind of put it to. I think I've been through that. The point when I really hit depression, I was sick of myself, and I don't want to be here anymore. It's not that you don't want to be here. You're just sick of playing that same character.
I like that how you put that. Yeah.
I heard Jim Carrey say it, and depression is like the character you've been playing. It's sick of playing it, and that's they say a lot of teenagers when they're going through it, they start to feel like they feel they're suicidal, and it's because they're going through a transition from a boy to a man, and they don't understand it, because there's a big hijack on the mental health thing as well. I think overcompensating for it when it is normal that we've got a good voice in his head and we've got a bad voice, and that's where I think some of my friends are like, I don't get this spiritual stuff that you're on about. I'm like, well, do you have a voice? Do you have an inner dialogue in your head? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so that's spiritual. It's like it's not physically. You can't physically see two people. One telling you not to buy that beer, or or put it back.
I'd be glad if there were only two people in my head. Jesus. Yeah, I was subcommittee in there. They're all up there. I think it's very similar to that. I remember saying on my second suicide attempt, I said when I went in hospital, I said to the doctor, he says, why do you want to die? I said, I don't want to die, I just want it all to stop. So it's very similar sort of thing. I just wanted that pain to stop.
Yeah. What do you think to that internal dialogue then, both of you? What do you think it is, or how do you avoid it? Well, not avoid it, or how do you tackle it?
You can't avoid it really, can you?
Not avoid it, how do you tackle it?
It's constantly, basically, how I tackle myself, you know what I mean, when I've got good going on and bad going on and they're both fucking there in my head, you'll be alright doing this. I tend to throw myself into a meeting. I'll do a few more meetings, up my meetings. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's alright saying up your meetings, but it's time, life's hard, mate. Busy people.
Yeah, we're just being on about.
You're working full time and you've got meetings and you're training for marathons or you're training for Ironmans or you're training to do something and you've got to get out. But running, that is the biggest fucking head changer going.
Yeah. No, you're fine for swearing.
You know what I mean? That is my biggest head change. I get out for a run, and we said earlier before we even come on there, didn't we? You fight, you battle, I can't be asked going out, But as soon as you get out and you get in, that first mile's always a slog till you've warmed up, and then you start getting into it and you get into your rhythm and you forget about it. I share in my head constantly. Honestly, I'm sharing. If sometimes I'm running down the road, people are driving past me, they'll think, oh, is that lunatic? Because I'm having a full-blown conversation, arguing with myself over something. I say this to him and I say that. And you're thinking to yourself, are you alright?
They're all doing it, mate.
Yeah, no.
My mate over there used to do it, because like mine's mainly food and stuff. And he says, he was buying some Coke and he picked it up off the shelf and he went, no, you can't have that, put it back. And he says, seeing this woman outside me just stare at me like, what the fuck's he doing? But we all do it. We're like, you see people, don't you, on Sweet Isle?
Yeah, but I do, I get back and then obviously, you know what I mean, it's overcome, I'm overcome, then I don't need to do.
Yeah.
I've shut him down for the time being, and I mean for the time being, because he's always there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I've got good and bad on either shoulder, you know, and they're always, but like I said earlier, me, I'm only speaking for myself because that's all I can do.
Yeah.
I do tend to up my meetings now and again when I'm feeling a bit,
you
know what I mean, fragile, should I say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you come out of that meeting, for me, you always have a lift because you always hear some, even though same people at meetings and same stories sometimes, you always get that little bit, I didn't hear that last time. But even though you get that little gem, that little bit, what you need at that time, and it just fits in place. And you think, and you come out, if you share, I don't tend to share in meetings. It's because I fear it sometimes. I feel like I'm not good enough to share, don't I? And I always, he says to me, "You're fucking brilliant. What's up with you?"
You should do though, because you.
But that's me. That's it.
Getting over yourself.
You're not good. But when I do share,
same as running it.
Exactly. You know where I'm coming from now, don't you?
Yeah.
And I feel great, and I get home, and I think, I'm glad I said that, because I'll go home sometimes. Why didn't I just fucking say that? Why didn't I open my mouth? Why didn't I do this? But now, I open my mouth and I don't give a fuck what comes out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I really don't. If I'm blabbering about then I feel better because I've got it off my chest.
How do you feel though? Sometimes I've had friends who've been in the meetings before and they said they're really good sometimes, but he says sometimes you can go to them and like one person outpours with some crap, and then he says it's like a waterfall of it, and he says it engulfs the whole. He says you can feel like it really comes down on you, and he says you're already in a bad place and you're hoping that you're gonna get them bits of information out that you don't walk out a bit like. He said it kind of really does.
Yeah, with 12-step meetings, there's a lot of sick people in there, and occasional alcoholic.
Yeah, well, that's the one that actually talks about.
It's for me, and this is only for me. It's like sick attracts sick.
Yeah,
you know, it's especially I've been in. You know, it can be like if somebody's like either a serial relapser or really struggling with program or just that kind of negative person, and they share that can. The other people that are negative or serial relapses, they'll all start sharing back and they can bring it down. I've never been to a bad meeting, right? I've been to a better meeting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, a lot of it is it's not just a case of what you take from it; it's what you give to it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're expecting to go to a meeting expecting a miracle, then you're in trouble. You know what I mean? It's just like taking a pill and that stops you drinking and stops you drug using, and you can just get on with your life as normal, but your head's still battered.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the thing. There's that many meetings now. You can pick and choose where you want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're going to go to a meeting and you know there's a regular there that's forever bringing meeting down, don't go to it. Or go there and throw some positivity in, which is generally what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because we're using it. You know, I'm not being funny. We take his recovery really seriously, but we're like a pair of clowns. Sometimes, especially when we get together
you want to be big
in meetings
kids.
and we'd have a laugh, and then that's the thing. Even recovery runners, anybody that comes to recovery runners on a Sunday morning, the first thing they issue is laughter out of that room. Good. That's all it is. And we go to 12-step meetings. We know a lot of people, so we're always pissing about and joking and what
bouncing out.
Everybody bounces off each other. And that can fuck people up a little bit as well, you know what I mean?
In what way?
Like they expect to, you know, if their lives are completely negative and
they want it to be all serious.
Yeah, they want to be all serious, and we're fucking about in corner. But as soon as that bell goes, boom, it's hyper focus on meeting, you know what I mean? But with you know, it's just because we're spiritual people don't mean we're fucking. Just like that's it. We've got to be quiet. We've got to be godly. We've got to do this.
Yeah,
but you know,
you've still got to live your life.
I went through that stage when we started out. Like everything was too serious because there were a lot of information to take, and I was like, no, but we're just big kids essentially. We need to get back to. I had a big problem where I used to be really good at taking piss out of people, but then I think over years when I've gone through all this self-reflection, I'm like, I probably fucking really hurt some people's egos, like. Made them shy away from being themselves, and I had a long time to sit with that and go, I don't. So I wouldn't take piss out of anyone, or I wouldn't have it. I lost kind of my jokey side. So I'm trying to connect back to that so you can have a laugh, because that's what life's essentially about. It's about to have that experience.
Of course
about
it is. You've got to laugh. You really have.
It's that extra bit of connection when you for me when you like that, when there's like the banter and the taking piss. You know when you take it too far with people. And to be fair, you know how far to take it with people that you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're fucking terrible. We are terrible.
We push it.
Push boundaries sometimes. And it's like, hang on a minute.
Oh, we're back up.
What were the very moment then that you just said, this is enough of the... Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you when it was. It was on a Tuesday night, 29th of September 2015. I've been going through a really bad stage for a few months then, you know what I mean? Really eating the alcohol. Don't get me wrong, I was born an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you say, I was. And I've got a very addictive personality. Oh, I try. I get addicted to, you know, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm not lying, from glue sniffing to pedal sniffing as a teenager, to ecstasy, to acid, anything I touch. That high, what it gave me, I just love being high.
Yeah.
Now, alcohol, obviously I used to work away a lot, and, you know, that worked for me. Instead of staying in your hotel, you'd have a few and...
Been there, done it.
It's out there, yeah, exactly. So that was just alcohol with me, but when it come to a head with me, like I said, it was on the 29th of September 2015, after doctors, my son and my partner at the time took doctors because I was yellow, and he basically says there and then, he says, you carry on going somewhere you are, he says, you've got 6 months left to live.
Fucking hell.
And after, you know, doing all the tests and
Yeah.
everything, he says, you have got 6 months left to live, where you going, and what you told me. Because they were, my son and my partner were telling him what I was drinking, and you know what I mean? And I was just sat there, I was still pissed.
Yeah.
And I come out of there, I went straight to off licence, I made them take me to off licence, and I bought me red wine and my tinnies, because that's what I drank, you know what I mean? When I couldn't get no more lager down, I was going to red wine, because I drink it like Ribena. Oof.
Fucking hell, yeah.
That, and it was down.
Yeah.
And that was me asleep till I woke up shaking. And he would come to the Tuesday night, I'll never forget it. I was going for a piss, and I felt, you know, really funny, and I just started throwing blood up.
Fucking hell.
And my blood coming out of my nose, my mouth, even coming out my arse at the time, you know, and I was in a bad way, but I didn't realise I was in that much of a bad way, and I got on the bathroom floor on the ensuite, and I was crying, and the partner come up, and I was on the meeting crying, I need help, I just need help. And my son put me in bed, and from that, I don't think I'd had any food for about a week, because I was just using alcohol, you know. And from there, I was in bed 4 days. I couldn't get out down water. Anything I touched, I threw straight back up. Yeah. From hallucinating, thinking boogeyman were coming out of bed, you know. And I mean, cold sweats. And I thought I would have bottom of the bed going, boogie. I was fucking under the quilt like that, thinking, will you go away, will you go? And I thought, and I could. And a friend of mine, who was in recovery, a good friend, family member, says, you need to go to an AA meeting, mate. I'm going to take you. Yeah. And he took me to my first meeting on 4th of October 2015. Bear in mind, I'd done rehab. I'd done my own detoxes many times, loads of times, when my parents used to have to come and pick me up, wrap me in a dressing gown and take me to their house to feed me. To actually feed me, because I wouldn't eat something that I started on that. It, you know. And many a times they'd take me and I'd promise them, I'll never drink it again, Mum, I'll never drink it again, Dad, I promise you. Look in my mum's eyes, you know, she used to just think, but please. And anyway, I got took to this meeting after years of trying to stop myself, and when I got there, I was a boy in a man's body, if you know what I mean. I didn't know what to do, people being nice, and I sat in a corner in this meeting like that. I can't remember what we're saying, and I can remember the lass who was sharing the meeting, this fucking beautiful blonde bird, thinking, how the fuck's she an alcoholic? Is she an alcoholic? Because I didn't know what was going on. And it was playing in my mind. She's a good friend of mine now, you know what I mean? Really is. And she was like a lad from Barnsley. He was sharing. And it was a busy old meeting, because it was a bloke's 41 years sober he was.
Yeah.
And I'll get onto it. He's 41 years sober. And anyway, come to end of meeting, you don't know what's being said, I don't like that. One bloke who's a very good pal of mine, and I say this because he does a lot for myself and Dino, this gentleman, Peter, really does. And he says to me, these rooms are full of rich people, not with wealth, but with wisdom. And he says, you keep on doing what's suggested, sitting your ass on the seat, you'll never have a desire to drink again.
It's powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, and I thought, oh yeah. I walked out of that fucking room at that meeting, and I've never, ever had a desire to drink again.
That's a beautiful story, that.
You know, and from trying to do my own talks, speed talks, you know, rehab, none of it's ever worked. From that sitting in that one meeting,
yeah,
on that night, 4th of October, it was fucking raining outside, it was freezing. There were two lads who we used to go to school with, yeah? One were older than me and one were a year younger than me.
Yeah.
And I went up to the lad over a year younger because he used to drink it same pubs as me, and I said, I went to him, what the fuck are you doing here then? He looked at me and went, same as you. Do you know what I mean? Mick! And Mick's obviously, himself and Michael, we clicked as well then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though we went in the same pubs, we never talked, we were in the same school.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a year below, and he just thought, we used to say that. But now, we've done everything together, you know. He's my sponsor.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've done skydiving, we've got a license, air license to be skydivers, we've done marathons together. He's even jumped on, he's going to do the Ironman with me now, you know what I mean? Because obviously, he felt the pain that I went through, you know, and he'd seen the training that I'd done. Like same as Dino did, you know what I mean? Yeah. I trained for a fucking year.
You inspired him a bit then.
And he'd done an Ironman himself. But he inspired me.
Yeah, all right.
Thinking, if he can do it, I can do it. I want a better time with him. That's my head working.
Yeah.
I want to beat him. You know what I mean? Same as marathons, when we've done marathons, he got time. I thought, I can beat that. And that is the competition, you know, in my head. I'll beat him.
As long as it's the toolbox, isn't it? You can use how you can leverage it to your advantage to get your focus off the addictions, really. How did yours go then?
Mine, Jesus. Well, my last drink was on the 13th of November 2006. 2006 was like the year. I didn't realise 2006 was like the worst time in my drinking. Yet the start of my recovery, and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Alcohol had stopped working. It stopped numbing. It stopped allowing me to forget. It stopped turning everything off. It amplified it all. And it was just like, well, this ain't working. What should I do? You know what? I'll fucking kill myself. And I tried 3 times. I tried the February, the June, and the October of 2006. I would say the first 2 were definitely cries for help. You know, it was like that ringing ex-wife who going, look after that lad. And then she'd ring somebody and somebody would come and get me. But 2006, I was, you know, as if I hadn't destroyed enough life, I tornadoed through everybody's life and just ripped everybody to bits, and you're all wankers and you don't understand, and you know, I was 12 years old in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was 36 at this time. Tearing through everybody's life, ruining it all, to the point where I ended up homeless. And I ended up in emergency accommodation. And emergency accommodation is basically like Big Brother on crack.
Yeah.
You know, you've got like 10 people in the same house and they're all raged.
Yeah.
And like padlocks on cupboards and your names on your fucking buttered in fridge and all that sort of carry on, you know what I mean? And it was horrendous. I had nowhere to go. By this point, I was up to I didn't realise, but I was coming up to my 3rd suicide attempt. I'd stopped drinking for a couple of months and then rewarded myself with a drink. But then what was happening was, it would all come, everything that I ended up losing again. And then I ended up doubling continent, pissing and shitting myself on a regular basis. I was 7.5 stone, I had malnutrition, because I didn't eat, I just drank.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to die. Every time I closed my eyes, I didn't want to wake up in the morning, and every time I woke up, I wished I were dead. And that's just how it felt.
Just a cycle.
It was just fucking awful. It was just awful. I can still, it's there still, I can still remember it. I can still remember how horrible it was. And I'm glad.
Is that used as like a driving force not to go back?
That's a fucking buffer. Like, that's what's waiting for you if you do it again.
Yeah.
You know. So, on the third suicide attempt, I thought, right, this is it. So I spent a week going Poundland, fucking all these other places, getting home and Nurofen and paracetamol because they only allow you to take a box of each. And I just stockpiled all these, it was like fucking boots, and stockpiled all these tablets and just went, right, that's it. So I took all these tablets with bottles of wine and a bottle of vodka, took my phone to bits, you know, and just laid on bed. And I could feel myself going, and I was fucking happy I was dying. I could feel myself going, and I was happy that it was all going to be over. I spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
But at this point, I wanted to fucking die. That way, I just wanted off.
Yeah, you just wanted lights.
Next minute, knock on door. And this fucking shared house I were in, and then it wouldn't stop, and then stones were coming up at window, and fucking brain door, and I was like, fuck my life. So I opened door, and my mate's dad and his brother were there, and I can remember the words that came out of my mouth, but I can't even fucking die in peace. You know what I mean? Like, it was nonchalant, like it was fuck all. And they were like, what had happened, my best mate at the time was his eldest son, Charlie, and we'd been out drinking, and he knew something was wrong, and they couldn't get in. Because what happened, I worked for a certain department store, I nearly said it then, didn't I? And I'd robbed a load of phones, pay-as-you-go phones, you know what I mean? And he'd come to buy one. And because he couldn't get in, he'd rung his lad, and his lad had said he's done something stupid. So I went to the hospital, stomach pumped again, filled with vitamin B compound, filled with thiamine again, filled with fucking all sorts again. Out of hospital. And and there wasn't that, fuck, I need a drink, that shaking and that, it was a mental, I need a drink.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got out of hospital, I had no intention of drinking. I walked down to the shop and I stood over at sink in this shared accommodation, knowing that the first one would come back up. It's not thinking of somebody right in their head, is it? You know what I mean? I expect to stand over at sink because I'm going to be sick. When the third one came back up, just this voice in my head said, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. And I know that voice were what God of my understanding, a divine intervention. I understand that today. At the time I didn't. I just felt like I just had enough, you know. And by this point, like I said, I was still double incontinent. I was 7.5 stone. I didn't know what to do. I was in this shit all over the place, and I was like, how have I ended up here?
Yeah.
Because up until that point, I still didn't blame alcohol. I still didn't blame alcohol with everything else. Alcohol was the fixer. Alcohol was my mate. I was all right as long as I had booze. But that was feeding the alcoholism.
Yeah.
Which is completely fucking different. That's the head stuff.
Yeah.
And from that, so that was 13th of November 2006. So I set my sobriety date 24 hours afterwards as the 14th of November 2006. And I still didn't go to meetings. I still didn't think I was an alcoholic. I went to I went to a meeting 10 days after.
Yeah.
But I tried, I'm just going to say it's easier now. I tried in June, July. I can't actually remember when it was. It was a fucking blur.
Yeah.
And I'd gone. After my second suicide attempt, I'd gone. And it was great because when you first go to your first meeting, it's all about you.
Yeah.
You're a newcomer. Everybody wants to fucking go, oh mate, we'll fucking save you. You know what I mean? And that's what we all want to do. And it was all like, this is great. It's all about coming in, the most important person in the room. I'm like, I fucking just Joe. You know what I mean? And sat there, looking like a bag of shit.
At least you're honest.
Looking like, yellow, looking like a bag of shit tied in the middle. Fucking shitting my pants with a massive ego. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm still better than you, but I daren't trust a fart. And then I went to a meeting week after that, and there was another newcomer there. And it was all about them. Yeah. And I felt pushed aside. I went, fuck you.
Yeah.
And it was that with my head. I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It was not to do with me. It was not to do with people. It was all about me not being ready.
It never is. It's us.
That's it.
It's our perspective on things.
I went for all the wrong reasons. I went for this and I went for that. I didn't go for myself. Yeah. I didn't go because I wanted to be different, to be a better person. And eventually, when I did go, I went because did I want to stop drinking? I don't think so. Did I have hope? Did I think I got home? Did I think I'd come home? No, I just knew I didn't have a choice. That was the last house on the street. Yeah. I tried detoxes, I tried psychiatrists, I tried suicide, I tried hypnotism, I tried fucking acupuncture. Acupuncture.
I didn't like acupuncture. I tried.
Mate, they stuck it in.
Didn't stop shitting myself for 24 hours.
They stuck it in my ears.
I won't be going again.
I look like a fucking clanger. I was fast asleep, pissed that alcohol and drug services is no longer in Leeds now. This is just like fucking 20 years ago. And I'm sat there in this chair, pissed up, with these needles in my ears to relax me. And I woke up with everybody staring at me because, of course, I'd gone out and I was snorting my bollocks off because I was pissed up. And then they're like, how's that? But this is people that have read about alcoholism in a book, and it's not their fault. I think they want to help people, but unless you're an alcoholic or a drug addict, you don't know how that other person's feeling, and that's not their fault.
No, it's not. You can only talk and relate to people through direct experiences.
Correct.
Like that's
Lived
the
experience,
number one with
absolutely.
it. I think as well what you're saying is you just want it to be heard, and that's all anyone wants to be. They want to be heard and seen, like what they've been going through, and be able to share that. And when it's not there,
I just wanted people to understand.
Yeah,
Well,
understand.
no else, with that, like you said at the beginning about that, no longer alone. That's a thing. That's one of our sayings, that you are no longer alone. And I think once I realised that, and people have been in the same boat as me, then that allowed me to be open about what was going on with me.
Yeah.
But up until that point, it was all just digested and shoved down, and it just rots.
Yeah. Well, what's your two's take on an addiction? Like, what's the root cause of it? What do you think
I
that
don't
is?
know.
Or is it like,
if I knew what root cause, I would have a few quid, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
yeah, it's just funny because like I had Sean on, and he was an alcoholic, and he were with a therapist, and she said he tried killing himself a few times and stuff, and she went, "It's a good job you've had coke," and he went, "What are you on about?" It's like, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me with coke, and he went, "It's been your crutch. It's the thing that's kept you alive." And he went, "I've never thought of it that way," because there is some deep line. I think there's always something from childhood or something that comes up, and something need that ain't being met. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why I have an eating disorder. Like, no, everyone's like, you don't look fat. No, but I eat loads of fucking sugar. I could have the body that I want, but there's something that always breaks me off, and I'm kind of trying to work through it. But I'm trying to use the same way as a skier. When skiers are going down a mountain, they're going through a forest, they don't say, "Don't hit that tree," because they'll hit the fucking tree. It's just like, don't focus on that.
He does that as well.
I'm trying to not focus on not the food. Try to focus on something greater than you know, like trying to do workouts and stuff for myself without, you know, like just having a focus away from it.
I think addiction, because all one of the questions you asked when you sent them, I think there is something missing. I think everybody there's some childhood trauma for everybody. I don't know what it is. There's something there somewhere, either that weren't met, that were overly met, or whatever. But I think addiction is whatever makes you feel better than you are.
Yeah.
Not that you want to be, but better than you are in the moment.
Like escaping the reality to feel.
It can be food, it can be booze, it can be coke, it can be shopping, it can be sex, it can be fucking anything that makes you feel better. It can be exercise.
Yeah,
We're born with addictive personality.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's an emotional, like, it's an emotional stimulant.
Yeah.
Like, it's to avoid the feelings that are coming up.
And I think there's a part when you do it steps. It's step 6 and 7 is about defects of character and shortcomings. And it's defects of character usually at your own. A lot of my work is like passed down stuff. And you know, I've had this conversation before where I always thought that as a kid, you know, I was a child at 70s, so you were out to play all day, and then you're back in the tea time. Stuck, you know, you got a clip round here, and even a neighbour could give you a clip, and that would get done. And you get clips again when you got home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because you couldn't speak about your emotions and that sort of stuff as a kid. When I became an adult, and something big happened, like I got in my first relationship, and then that all fell to bits, and I had a young'un, and it was like, what do I do? I had nowhere, I had no outlet.
Yeah.
So if I drank and took drugs, it fucking stopped that pretty sharpish.
Yeah, it numbed it.
So, but then I had to remember that my parents didn't have that. Their parents fought in the war.
Yeah, this is the one that I say all the
So
time.
they didn't talk about when it passed down. But I'm hoping that this generation, addicts and alkies, and this generation have broken that cycle a little bit where they could talk about how they feel. Because, you know, as a kid, it was like, I'll give you something to cry about. That sort of stuff, you know what I mean? And that was just the nature and the nurture of the time. Where it's changed now. Whereas now we stuff is easily more accessible than it was then to make you feel better, to stimulate you in whatever way that is. And like Jamie says, we're an addictive personality. And we've both said, we fucking argue with people to the blue face about this, haven't we? I believe I have an addictive personality. So does Jamie. I've argued with people on TV about it when I used to do stuff there with a guy who looked after Forward Leeds at the time. He didn't believe in addictive personalities. I'm like, are you fucking mental?
Yeah.
You know, and people say that we're not. What was said before about it? They said it's not addictive. It's, I can't remember the word. Somebody else we saw eye to eye with, but we were like, no, I don't believe that. And I think that's the point. It's rather we don't buckle anymore to other people's beliefs.
No,
if we believe in something, we go, I think you're wrong. Whereas before, it'd be like, okay.
I think it's still good to have a look at someone how they think, but then still go, take that information. And go, still don't believe that because
I think opinions are like assholes.
Could it be like a default mode just for you, like for your your egos? It's only trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you safe. When some kind of feeling comes up that you don't know how to process it because you've been shut down in childhood or not to talk about it or just avoid it completely. So it can throw up anything out that is reachable, like a drink or whatever it may be. And that's where I think it can be, and it is addictive because it's your programming just knows how to do it, doesn't it? Yeah. It's interesting. It is an interesting thing.
That's the ism. That's the ism behind alcoholism. It's not the alcohol. You take the alcohol away, you still got the ism. You take the booze out of fruit. Take the booze out of fruitcake, you still got a fucking fruitcake. You know what I mean? You got to deal. That's got to be dealt with. And I think that's where once we're hardwired and programmed later on in life, like I was 36 when I got sober. It's so hard to rewire that, you know what I mean? It's so hard to change how you feel and change how you think and change how you act.
Have you both tried meditation?
Yeah.
I haven't tried meditation. It's something that
I see a lot of me in you. Like the way you are, try it. It's very hard. It's hard to break it, but
his ADHD head won't allow him to sit still.
You're like me. The way that you've talked to now, you've said your thought process is.
Yeah.
But you've got to break it. When you're an early riser. Early riser, don't put your phone on apart from use it for whatever meditation is. And when you're in theta waves in the morning, put it in and just get yourself to sit down for 5 minutes and then up it as you're going. It's the number one thing. I think what are you chasing in life? Like, what is it that you both want? Like at the end of it,
sub-3 marathon.
He looked at me point blank in that.
Not bad.
You actually said it.
I knew it were coming. It's not far off it now, though.
No, but I'm pretty happy in my life at the minute now. You know? I went through a bad time 2 years ago, coming up 2 years. You know, broke up with my partner, and you know, I've been with her for 10 years, and you just thought, you think this is it. This is it, my life, and I'm settled. But at the moment, we didn't see, we were both on different paths. She's doing very well for herself, you know, business-wise. She was going down that path, I was doing myself with me running, and, you know, we were two passing ships. Yeah. And I believe stuff happens for a reason. Yeah. You know, and I met this girl about 8 years ago. We run together and we become good friends. No, I looked at her as a mate. Yeah. As a good friend, you know what I mean? She'd tell me her shit as we run down canal. I'd tell her, you know, my shit. But that was like a group of us, you know. Yeah. A couple who were in fellowship themselves. They don't practice it. And we used to run, you know, and we got closer and closer, and we talked anyway. And I split up with my partner. And she was there basically to help me, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I didn't know she was going through the same shit at home with her husband at the time as well, you know? Yeah. And I always just looked at her as a mate, and I mean as a good friend. Yeah. And then, I don't know, fuck no, it just happened. I phoned a mate, and I asked the mate, I said, I'm going to skate you out. She went, I won't bother. And I thought, what do you mean? My fucking mate, she went, Jamie, you're not right her type. All right. Put a fucking dab on it straight away. You know what I mean? And the next minute, my phone rang. She went, yeah, why don't you ask her out? Yeah, but I just thought, yeah, and we went out. And we went out for some food and that, and we were just talking. And I just said, listen, if it's going to spoil us friendship, I'd rather know. And she just says, she went, why don't we just give it a go and see where we go? And we did, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's how it become. And I'm not lying. I think you say it now. I've never been as happier, you know, and I really haven't. And I think when you find that person who you running with, who you train with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My life at the minute is complete.
Yeah.
My family's good. My 3 children are doing really well. My middle son, he's decided he's going to Australia now. We booked his flight. He's seen his path. He wants to go because he's got the same isms as me.
Yeah.
You know, and he really has. He's got ADHD. We had him tested. He likes to drink. He also likes cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always said, please just go, mate. Go. And now he's got a bit of money behind him. He's going.
Yeah.
And it's to start a new life for himself. And I'm happy about that because I know he's going.
Yeah.
To do that. My eldest lad's doing really well. You know, with his life, he's got another little child on the way. They're having a girl this time. He's going to live in Dubai to be a pilot. He's a pilot.
Oh, well done.
So he's going to, hopefully, fingers crossed, he gets a job with Emirates.
Yeah.
Or he's going with. And my daughter's just had a little girl. But my daughter, she's got a disease called tuberous sclerosis.
Right, what's that?
And she's got tumours on the brain and cysts on the kidneys.
Sorry to hear about.
So she's to look at her, look, she's fine. You wouldn't know. When we got told, me and my partner, well, my wife, Julie, we got told about, all I wanted was a little girl, you know. Yeah. And I had 2 boys and a little girl, and I was complete. Even though I was doing what I was doing, alcohol and coke and other drugs and all that, you know, that was me. I didn't think I was an addict at the time, even though I was.
Yeah.
I was an addict, because I was an addict as a teenager, you know. But I didn't know all about addiction then. I don't like that. Or I thought an alcoholic was just a fucking dirty tramp who lived on a park bench who sucked out of a brown paper bag bottle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
mate.
what I thought. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're sick to each other, aren't you?
Yeah. As we got told this, and you know what I mean. The doctors basically they told my wife to have a termination.
Yeah.
This is because she's going to be born mentally, physically handicapped or Down syndrome. And my wife looked at me and says, we'll be all right, won't we, Jamie? I says, yeah, we'll be fine, love. She's come from a Catholic family, Julie, you know what I mean? She didn't believe in termination. I said, no, we'll be fine. We'll cope no matter what.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of me going home with her to pick my 2 boys up from her mum and dad's at the time, I went straight to Erwin Arms. It was all about me.
Yeah.
Fuck this, why are you doing it to me? Why are you punishing me? God, why are you punishing me? Pissed. That was my out to do excuse.
Yeah, I've said we've all done it, mate.
You know what I mean? That was me straight on. Not knowing that, like I said earlier on, I was an alcoholic because I was.
Yeah.
I used to drink every day. Every day. Even when I went home straight from work, it'd be like 6 or 8 cans a night.
Yeah.
Not normal people don't fucking do that. They don't even get out of bed half of them.
Yeah.
But because I drank that every day, it was just the norm for me. You know what I mean? My body was used to it. My body, I suppose, couldn't function without alcohol in it.
It's other than drugs. If you take it away, people can die, can't they?
Oh, of course they can, yeah.
I only found out a few years ago with heroin addicts and then alcoholics. If you actually take them both away, the alcoholic will mainly die.
Yeah. Your body's craving the sugar for it, and that's why you have seizures.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause it shuts down your body. It's wanting the sugar from the alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've seen it many a times, people fitting
from
it. And I've probably fitting myself in bed, you know. Never realised I am been, but I've had seizures myself.
Going back to that, I know we were a conversation earlier on and you were saying that you were hallucinating. Do you think it's always there, hallucinating? Like, do you think that's always around us? It's just giving you that spectrum? Because it's funny when you'd said it, it's like you'd not ate for so long, but you were drinking. I've recently just had a relative that done the same thing. I think he did like 30 days not eating, doing nothing on him, but he was seeing stuff. And I just think when they say that we only see like 5% light spectrum is these spiritual, these voices that we see as around us are these things around us all the time. We're just not aware of it.
Yeah, I do think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Because I just believe, I'm a big believer. Why the fuck are we here?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? There's got to be something else, hasn't there? And like to life after death, yeah, I just think, you know, when you die, just stop think that's show. I think you go somewhere else and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe a lost soul, you know, sometimes. I don't know. But yeah, I'm a big believer. I think there is, yeah. And stuff like that.
Are you both believers in God and stuff?
What's
your perspective?
Understanding. You see, that one of the things when a lot of people when they start the program, when they look at steps, God's in first couple of them and they go, fucking hell.
Yeah, but they're thinking about fucking God sat in the fucking big
they're thinking about the dude in church, because especially if they're like brought up strict Catholic or brought up with a strict religion, then they think it's that God.
Yeah. Well, it scares them, doesn't it?
Straight in there, won't you? Straight in there with fucking Santa God. but for me, it's just as long as it ain't me.
Yeah.
That's the thing, as long as it ain't me. And I don't mean as in like I think I'm God. It's like I think that, you know, the self will and God's will.
Yeah.
You know, back in fucking Adam and Eve days, you know, it's all parables, aren't they? So in my opinion, it's all
yeah, definitely.
And it's like God, you know, humans had self-will. They had God's will. And then they decided to go, well, I'm going to have a jump now and I'm going to eat that fucking apple in that tree there. So they decided to do that. They went against God's will. So self-will kicked in then comes pride, then comes ego. And they're the things that we carry with us all as lives.
Yeah.
But just because I am full of ego, I won't walk around with my fucking chest out thinking I would fucking Charlie Big Bollocks.
Yeah.
I just thought I knew better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if I do this, it's the right thing to do, but it ain't. And that's what I tried. I just tried to be, God, you know, my higher power, it started off as like I don't have a fucking choice. I was brought up Church of England. I was a choir boy.
Yeah.
Back in there, St. Luke's Beast, then fucking rough on Casa, fucking Ave Maria, proper the
business.
Yeah, but yeah, I only used to do it because you got paid. Yeah, and fucking, but then I was fucked up then because I was doing that, and underneath all this cassock, I had a pair of docks on and a denim cut off jacket with a black Sabbath patch on back. You know what I mean? I was a little metalhead, and but now it just grows. I think my understanding of what God is, God's just a word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what it feels like in here, and all I know is there's something bigger than me looking after me. And meditation is if I give my life on a morning, it's like, right, fucking help me out today, keep me sober. And sober ain't just drinking; it's sober thinking, sober feelings. It's different fucking things. Now drinking is not to do with it anymore. Yeah. But my power swears a lot of sports leads. I can't lie. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I know as soon as I start doing stuff that I want to do rather than I should be doing, I feel fucking pain pretty quick.
Yeah.
And when I'm doing stuff I should be doing, helping others, recovery runners, being on end of phone for people, doing what I do, then my life feels better. I feel fulfilled. Mm-hmm. And I think going back to what you said, your question, where do you want to end up? I want to end up so it's world domination with fucking recovery runners with both at LBEs. Yeah. But the reality is, all I want to be is content. All I want to be is happy. But fucking life gets in the way of that.
Yeah.
And no matter what, where I set myself, so I started up here, my standards were up here and expectations were up here. But now I have them down here somewhere, because it's like, and not just a life, but of other people. And life itself, and I try not to get involved in politics, and I try not to get involved in other people's shit, because that's just gonna fucking drain me.
Well, it's taking your focus off yourself, and that's where you can be of service when you are doing the gospel.
And that's all I want to be, is of service to other people, including myself. But that's the main thing. My fucking job, our job in life, as I see it, is once we get sober, somebody took time out of their lives to fucking help us. And it's our job to fucking continue that.
Reaching down and pulling people out.
I heard a story, fucking year when I first started in and I heard it on Punisher on the fucking day. So I watching Punisher again. And it's like an alcoholic's down a well and he can't get out. And the doctor comes past and goes, "What are you doing down a well?" And he goes, "I'm fucking alcoholic, I don't know what to do. Take these tablets." Fucking hell, still in a well. Next minute, a vicar walks past. She said, "I can't get out." She said, "I'll pray for you." Still in a fucking well. Next minute, an alcoholic comes round and says, "What are you doing down there?" I said, "I'm an alcoholic. I don't know how to get out." Alcoholic jumps in. I said, "What you fucking jump in for?" He says, "I know my way out of here, kid." You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's the where the you are no longer alone. The camaraderie, recovery. It's fucking. That's where my faith comes from. Other people, comes from meetings, comes from the program, comes from shit happening out of blue that you wouldn't expect. And it's like Jamie says, oh, we to say there's no bigger than us. Stuff's happening in my recovery that I cannot explain. And it can be fucking paranormal, it can be whatever the fuck you think it is. But I know that were fucking my higher power going, I'm here, kid.
Yeah, there's only you that knows. And when you tell other people, the ones will get it. Like, I don't understand you. I think there's been...
You say that to somebody at work and they go, you fucking mad.
Yeah, this is a thing that for a while that I think people, they call them NPCs or whatever. I just think the people that are just gliding through life, they don't understand and they don't want to understand. I don't even try to persuade them anymore. It's for them. Definitely. And I'm here to help the people that are actually going to understand you or wanting to be. And that's why I think these outlets that you're giving out, like recovery runners, putting like a central hub for people to get attracted to. You're not going to get someone who doesn't believe in it if they're not.
Well, that's the thing with it now. We take a group photograph every week now. We have done from the beginning now. We take a group photograph every week to show who's there and just put it on socials. So you get like all ages, fucking sizes, fucking colours, every creeds, everything. And it's just to show that it's attraction. This is who we are.
Yeah.
This is who we are, and we attract everybody. And you look at that photograph now, and I would say you've got
80% of them are in recovery.
Yeah. But that's still, they
are recovering from something.
But they are attracted to us. They're not like alcoholics or addicts.
They might have had a family member in it. You don't know. It's like, but they're getting a better basis.
You've got that. You've got people whose partners are alcoholics. They're still practicing. Yep. You've got a couple there with PTSD. There's people there come there with anxiety. Social anxiety. Fuck me. You can imagine how hard that is having social anxiety and coming out of us.
Yeah.
We're lunatics. You know what I mean? But as soon as a step forward,
they know. Absolutely.
When you bring them out of the shell, it's like when I met you guys down at Come Outside. I've seen what they do. Like, it was the same thing. I'll have to get down for a run with you guys.
Yeah,
no, please come down, honestly.
It's beautiful what it's doing, because in this world where we're on about it with the phones and we all say we're connected. We're not.
We're far from it.
How you're connected, it is through these things when you're actually going out, and it's beautiful to see, like when we went to Come Outside and you see the lads that you as shy, but they give them that chance to speak. And you see them come out of the shell, and to see someone grow into himself and know that they've been heard.
It's same as like in the meeting, really. You see them, don't you? When the penny finally drops, and you see the eyes
twinkle. Yeah, you do. You see it drop.
You do. You see the penny, and Lolly said it to me. You know what I mean? And I've been in a while, and she says you can see now you started to tell, and you've got it. She says your eyes.
They become lighter.
Yeah.
You can see them, can't you? And that's what it's about. Yeah. Because if you make them feel lighter, how they engage in the world when they go out of that door, they make other people feel lighter.
It's a knock-on, it's a ripple effect, isn't it? It just bumps the ripple effect, and you carry the message like, he always carries a good message, Dino, do you know what I mean? He really does. Yeah. You know, he puts it out there, you know. And like I said to you before, earlier on, no matter how many times you've always heard a person, you always pick up on something.
Yeah.
And same with him. Every time I'm in chair at Kipax, I always get him to come up and share, because it's not that I don't want to have other sharers. It's people who come to the meet, they get a lot. And like Dean carries a good message, but there's a lot of newcomers who come to Kipax, or you know what I mean? I feel who haven't heard him before. Yeah. And it's funny, because when I walked into my second meeting, this is when I met Dean in my third meeting at Morley, and I'd gone out with my partner at times, because I was still, you know what I mean, not going to meetings, and we'd been to India up in Morley, and we went into this meeting, and he sat around a massive alt table we put around in a big square, do you know what I mean? And it's a big book night, and you just got a ticket in terms of going around reading, you know what I mean? And then they'd share, wouldn't you? And himself, and book didn't get down to me because it had finished then. I want to fucking read it. Fucking the cat sat on the mat. They'll be looking like, it's not Fuzzbuzz, Jamie. Anyway, so he didn't get down to me. Him and another alcoholic, they made me laugh that much that night. I come out and I were on a fucking high. And I mean, how can people, he's talking about pissing and shitting himself in front of everyone. Other lad Dave, he was just bit Tempest and Dave. You know what I mean? He's a legend. The stories will come, and I've got out and I says, I want some of this. How can these lot be happy on a Friday night, no beer or coke out inside them, living life?
Yeah. Shared experience, isn't it? To make it relatable to you all.
And honestly, and I thought, yes. And like I said to you, that 4th of October, I come out of there, I've never had the desire to drink. You know what I mean? That was my first ever meeting, my first AA meeting, and I never knew what had gone on, but something, like we says, spiritual awakening. Yeah. Something happened to me when I walked out that door, and like a fucking weight had been lifted off my shoulders. Yeah. I was happy. I was happy, you know. And I went home, I bought a big book and I took big book home and I was there and I got an audio book and I'm following it, reading it. I'm dyslexic, I am a fucking clever reader, do you know what I mean? I can read and I can write a bit, but I'm not the best. Yeah. And I really am. And you know, and then I got right into it and I thought, I love this. I love feeling like this, you know. It's like you're being at peace with yourself.
This is what I think we're all chasing. Just peace. I was asking my missus overnight, like, what is it that you want? Like, I don't mind how life's going at the moment, but I says it's how I'm working and everything. I says it can't be kept up forever. This. I says it can if I know that there's a goal in end, but where's the goal? Like, I'm not saying I want everything mapped out, but it's where is
like
it?
To know.
Yeah, where's there like a destination just to pin for? And I'm like, because if I know it's gonna give me peace, I can work like a Trojan, and it's like.
Probably just so you draw your last fucking breath. That's what it's gonna be.
I think it's just to be able to sit with yourself and just like. I've been listening to Machiavelli a bit, and he's basically saying, to become a warrior of your mind, like to be able to see things, like something, say, oh, go for a drink here, or whatever addiction that we all got, and just be able to go, no, that's a passing thought, just let it pass, and to be able to be that sharpened that nothing sways you anymore. And I think that's what Jesus, when you hear what Jesus did, like walk on water, and everyone's like, he walked on water and you all made a shit. I'm like, no, it's all like parables. It's on about walking on his emotions, not letting that emotion get hold of him and steer him off. Yeah, or pull him under or whatever. It's more about being able to have that peaceful mind of not being so impulsive. Because I know that my mind's like, when you turned up slightly early, but I'm always trying to fit that last thing in before, make every inch of the day. Like if I'm 15 minutes, like to fill a gap, I'm like, I'm gonna go fill that now. When really, essentially, it should be to have a peaceful mind is to just go, no, I'm just gonna calm down regulate my own fucking body, and just get on with it.
I'm quite good at just fucking chilling, mate.
You're fucking good at it.
You're like, I work with a lad and he's about your size and I'm about your size and it's the same thing. He's laid back as fuck and I'm like, I need some more of that.
Yeah, well, he got to a point like Jamie, like with his training and what have you. I mean, we both started running and do it both at the same time. Yeah. We started to do, we did Commando Fit, it was like a boot camp thing. Our mate Michael runs it up in Thames and we started doing that. I remember that first time you turned up in that fucking night tracksuit and you were you had a couple more pound on you, didn't you? And but he stuck with it. I bailed out of it for a while and I went back into it again.
Yeah, but I couldn't run round the house, could I?
That's it.
When it was a mouse, we started up front, halfway round, I run halfway round. Fucking sat down on the bench, always says Michael, always my sponsor, you know, he come up to me and went, fucking get up, don't embarrass me. Oops, all right. And like they said, I did then. But I went home after that session. I'd done exercise. And all things in my head, I didn't know what the fucking was. I exercised as a kid, as a box. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I got that in that shower and I thought, wow, this is this. Yeah. I feel great.
Addicted.
Boom, boom. And I was.
But that's what you want.
And I was there constantly. Don't. Till I moved away from Colton and I couldn't be asked going down to roll around in mud. on a freezing cold night, and that's
You
what
don't know what else you're running around
Around
in Thames here at night, you know what I mean?
Pissing down there and you're playing army fucking calling up Phil like that.
He used to have me going up with, he used to he would call what to get to the chopper.
Get to
and
the
you go
chopper.
uphill and he'd like, right, crawl up, right, pretend your legs have been blown off so you can't use your legs. And you go, right, pretend your left arm's been blown off, and you like pull your, right, yeah, pull your head up with your chin, and he would.
You get any videotapes of that?
He stood at top of it. He's at top of it. He went in for game for a laugh.
If you've got any videotapes of that, I want that putting up.
Can you imagine? But then we both knew then that the running side, we both liked the running side of it, and I found that for me personally, I wasn't great at it, but I wasn't shit at it either.
Yeah,
so we did his first run. We did Abbey Dash
2017.
That was our first. That was our first run.
Quality.
And that were medal T-shirt. Well done. Fucking hell. Well done, pats on back. All I've been searching for all my life is someone to say well done. So then that becomes addictive every fucking weekend. Race. Fucking running 4 days a week. Boom, race. Joining a running club. Mentalness. And then fucking his walls have got more expensive medals on than mine. But fucking how many on there? Must be about 50, 60 medals and marathons, half marathons, 10 miles, fucking all sorts on my wall. And it's like you look at it going, fucking hell, there's that party going, wow, I've done all that, but then part of me's going, there's a lot of fucking money on that wall, you know what I mean? But that's the thing that I'm missing. That's then what for me it became fucking addictive then, because it's like praise, well done, because I suffer from low self-esteem still, and that's not due to having a massive ego. I suffer from low self-esteem, low self-worth. I suffer from self-hatred quite a bit. You're fucking dog shit, you. And so for that, I can sit there by me sometimes, it comes out of nowhere. Not because I'm not hitting a 4.5 hour marathon, which would be a fucking dream. He's running 3 hour marathons. I struggle with a 4.5. But it got to a point then when I went, right, enough out chasing times now. I'm just going to go out and enjoy myself. And that's what's happened now for me.
Good.
But it took me a while to get there. Fucking pain as usual. But what had happened for me was the running became the new addiction. And it became the wrong addiction, because it was like, right, I need to do this, I need to do that. And I won't go to meetings, I won't ring a sponsor, I was fucking running to work, I was running at work, I was running home from work, then I'm running with running club, then I'm running a running event at weekend, and it became... So my spirituality, my emotional sobriety fucking went out the window.
What's amazing about you saying about that though, is we're all trying to cling things from outside of us and constantly doing that.
Outside stuff, trying to fix an inside
until you actually have that self-reflection and go, oh, hold on, this is a pattern that I'm starting to form again out of another thing. But without that self-reflection and that sobriety, you wouldn't have that.
That self-reflection comes when you're on your fucking knees.
Oh, yeah.
We're not
suffering.
Banging your head up wall. For me...
Life is suffering.
For pain and fucking agony, innit? But for me, that ended up me, and I can't say, I had a mental breakdown without realising I had a mental breakdown. I was working for John Lewis at the time.
Yeah.
I worked in warehouse. And then I moved to the store, and I was part of business protection, so you were part of like fraud and whatever, but you had to deal with shoplifters and that as well. Yeah. So then I'm trying to 12-step fucking drug addicts and alcoholics that are robbing from you, and they didn't want to know. And then some wanted to fight, so you're like, I'll fucking fight you. So I was getting paid to fight people, and I'm like, this is great. And then you got all these young girls on perfume stand going, aren't you fantastic? And I'm going, I fucking just love. Yeah, and I started to believe my own bullshit, and I ended up stealing. Yeah. I stole from them. And I grasped myself up. I lost my job. Ended up with a criminal record at 13 years sober again. And I wanted to die. But leading up to that, the everything that I was doing that had caused my head to choose the fucking wrong direction, I ended up walking down canal ready to kill myself at 30, coming up to 13 years sober. I was ready to fucking, I can't swim. So I'm like, I'm going to go in canal. No, it might look at it being a foot fucking deep, you know what I mean? But I'm walking up and down. No,
I just know you're being honest.
This is the thing now. This is the thing about we can laugh at these things.
Yeah.
I think that's it. When it's been near death or you fucking that sort of thing, and you've been through it, you can laugh at it, and I laugh at it now.
Yeah.
But I'm walking up and down because I wanted to fucking die, and all I had to do was be honest.
Yeah.
That's all I had to do was be honest, and I wanted to fucking die rather than be honest. And my head went right. I've lived on streets before, I've been homeless, so what I'll do is I'll go home, I'll get a burner phone, I'll pack a bag, and I'll live on river, I'll become a river gypsy. That's what I'll do, I'll just fucking, and I'll ring Alice now and again so she doesn't know where I am on this phone, on this burner phone. And all this while I'm walking down fucking canal, I've gone 20 foot and I've planned all this.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'll just kill myself. And then went home and killed up on bed, not knowing what to do, and then I was just honest. And then the fucking, well, what happened when I walking up canal, and I used to do a lot, I still do a lot of marathon training and what have you up and down canal. It's fucking flat. And but I like it. I quite like it seeing all wildlife and what have you. There's always Edens and Edens.
I've been on canal.
You know, big, have you? Big prehistoric bastards, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I just seen all these things, and I'm walking up canal, and I'm going, I just want to die. And it was like somebody had put a fucking slab of concrete on my back. I couldn't stand up straight. And I just looked and doing an Erin, and Erin, where that microphone is, stood there, and the skittish out there. Yeah. And I looked, and it turned. As I got to the side of it, it turned, looked right at me, and then looked in water again. And I carried on walking, thinking, fucking hell. And I got home, and I'm curled up on bed, going, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I know I look at Facebook. And I opened Facebook, and somebody had put like a fucking meme thing up, and it was an old Japanese proverb with his heron on it, and it said, "Herons were the messengers from God." Whoa. And I was like, fuck, I've got goosebumps now.
Yeah, I didn't.
So now every time I see an heron, I know God's looking out for me. And it always pops up. I did that 44 mile. I just done an ultra in France, ran Normandy beaches, and it was 40 morning. I'm going, what am I doing with my fucking life here? But we're on coach, and as I looked out the window, a fucking heron flew past side the window, and I was like, no way. And then we were finished, and we got onto the canal, and I had like half a mile to go to Pegasus Bridge, and I'm fucking dying. And outside the river, outside the canal, there's a fucking heron. So this is what I'm saying.
Spiritual animal,
that's it is. And now, and even now, when I tell that story quite a lot, and people will send me messages saying, "I've seen my heron today," and they'll be somewhere and they've seen an heron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's where I have to be careful with stuff as well. Is that like running became all overpowered. It became everything because I suppose it can be like food, it can be like sex, it can be like drink, it can be like drugs. It made me feel better. It made me feel worthy.
It becomes your new god.
Yes, it does.
It made me, I felt worthy. I felt, oh my God, I found something I'm good at. And I strived on, I was shit at everything.
Yeah.
You know, and I found something that I wasn't bad at, and I thought, God, but then I threw myself into it. Now I'm not so much. So I mean, fuck me, what do I do? I do fucking about 4 or 5 things a year now and again. You know, I do one for charity every year. I always choose a charity, and I do something for charity every year. I choose a different charity. But I've hardly got out on this year now. You know what I mean? Because I know that it's fucking. It can be all encompassing. It can drag me down.
Yeah. It's just be a busy idiot sometimes. That's what I felt like. Is just tone it back, because otherwise, what are you doing? You're not even living.
No.
If you're just doing this one. It's constantly occupying your mind.
And that's all it is, mate.
And, you're taking it off the emotions that you need to actually deal with when they're coming up. That's something that I'm doing.
And a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, when the emotions do come, especially when my programme goes down. Like last year I started with anxiety. Never had anxiety before. And it was physical. Fucking shakes, palpitations. I'm like, what's going on? It scared me to death. And so I started like going back into the programme and whatever. But this guy said to me, he says, what do you think it is? I went, I think it's this, this and this. He went, no it ain't. That's now. All this stuff that you're fucking, it's stuff from back then. It's down there. It's from your fucking toes. It's from when fucking you were 6. But you're trying to deal with this. But it's that. So you're never going to deal with it. So then that's when you go to like inner child and whatever. And I'm like, I'm not fucking ready for that yet.
Have you tried any breath work?
No.
I'll put you on with Darren and see if you can put up something with you guys.
Yeah.
If we can put an event on. It's really good. It's like an hour of breath work, but half an hour of one, half an hour of other.
Right.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
But that can bring stuff up.
Yeah.
It does for a lot of people, but I'll put you onto it.
Nice one.
It's just a way of getting around it. There's different tools that work for different people, and it might work for you and it might not work for you.
Because going back to meditation, I went a fucking few years ago when my head comes off about every 4 years. But usually when I'm not doing what I should be doing.
Yeah.
And I've done meditation, and my uncle was a Buddhist, and I got him to teach me meditation, and I started going to Jamyang Centre in Leeds. Centre, it's now down Olbeck.
Yes, I haven't actually been, but I've been thinking.
It's down there in Ingram Road. It's right down there my old primary school. So, but what they used to do is a Monday night, and it was like just donation.
Yeah.
But now it's not. They were like free, and it was free on a lunchtime on a Thursday. So and it taught me how to meditate. It was like a proper gomp, but it was a proper fucking temple inside. It was like in this block of offices, and you went in. It was like fucking golden child.
It's where my dad grew up.
I grew up in Rydal Street when I grew up. Just right corner from just right Ingram Road School.
His were three doors up from where them bombers were.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't there. He'd not lived there for many years, but he used to go to Matthew Murray.
Yeah, what's Matthew? How old's your dad?
He's 60. I need to get this right one.
Yeah, you're on camera now. He's in his 60s.
He's 65 or 66.
Yeah.
10 years older than me, but well, he might know my uncle.
Yeah.
My uncle went to my funeral as well.
Yeah, he probably will.
Yeah, so I did England Road, I did U80 and my funeral. But yeah, so I got this bar, and I fucking loved it because I go there at 6:30, well 7:30, and we'd fly to Monday night meeting.
Yeah.
And you're sitting back at meeting, I've got my fucking yoga pants on, thinking I'm Russell Brand. Fucking all chilled out this meeting going. But I used it to put me in a stronger contact with my higher power, not with the Buddhists. But the Buddhist teachings and the way of life of Buddhism is very much fucking based on how we should live as fucking recovering addicts and alcoholics.
Yeah.
And but it made me feel great. But like anything, if I go do something that makes me feel great, I go on meditation, I go to loads of meetings, and I do this, that, I feel fantastic. I'm gonna fucking stop doing that now. And then wonder why my head falls off again.
Yeah, we just done the same. We got a dog in November and it knocked all my meditation out in the morning, and it took me a few months
to get back into it.
What's missing? But I couldn't even figure out
because
we're so busy with everything. I'm like, the fuck's, why is it all slipping a bit?
Yeah.
And it's like because I've missed that, and because I had it in my head as I have to do half an hour or I have to do an hour. It don't. It can be 5 to 10 minutes. As long as you've got
centering yourself in it.
So when you're meditating, are you doing the
I just do a guided. I can either do it in silence or I'll put it a guided meditation. What I'd say for you maybe is start with a guided meditation.
Yeah,
one way you sit straight, body check yourself, like your spine's a stack of coins.
Yeah, and it talk you through it. So at least it's letting you just be still and sit there, and it's kind of, it gets you out of it. Now I can sit. Once you've done it so often, you can take the music out of it and sit with yourself because you've kind of. Joe Dispenza got me into it because he's like, you've got to teach your teach your body like a dog, because it's going, I want to go, I've got to make this tea, I've got to do that, and it's like, you can see all these thoughts going in, and they just don't want you to sit there, and then your body's getting, it just wants to go.
No, it's funny as you should say that, because a friend of mine, she were on about it, we were on about this on Sunday at the meeting, meditation, and one of our friends come out with it, you know, he gets his hums out and
hums,
but that's basically, she was saying that's the vibe of the universe, the hums, you know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking, I need to start getting into this shit really, because and maybe I am missing something, maybe it will calm my fucking head down, because my head, honestly, it is
I see a lot of me and you, mate.
Yeah, I get
like,
into
you
bed.
can see like the reflection of it.
And I'm like that, and sometimes I'm even on this, and that's still lit up, and I'm, you know, where I've been scrolling, and she'll sometimes Kate takes my phone and puts it down, and she'll go, babe. And that is me. That is when I just start to shut down. I'm constantly at it 24/7. Someone's wake up, and then when I get into bed, bag of rebels.
Bag of rebels.
Watching it, and then it's like I'm recharging.
Yeah.
Boom, and I shut down.
See, sugar, mate. I only noticed because I've played about with food so much. It's sugars as well. Makes your fucking brain go. It's like a Christmas tree. It's like giving it crack.
Well, that is me. Because I, like you say, eating. I do eat a hell of a lot of chocolate.
Sugar, mate. Yeah, it's me. It's me all over. I took drugs out of the equation, drinking, and it's like, oh yeah, but the one thing is, no one will ever say to you, oh, you're too hard on yourself. I know that I need to go down to one meal a day, and people are like, no, you can have food. I'm like, it's just, as ancestors didn't used to eat like that.
No, I said it wasn't. You can have a drink.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said to my mates. It's like telling someone they're gonna just go shoot up once. I went, it's an avalanche with me. I said, if you watch me when I eat chocolate, I can eat like 4 big bars, like easy, and just. They're like, how don't you feel sick? I'm like, I just don't. I'm like a Labrador.
I'm going to win a lot.
It's mad, isn't it? Where do you? That's what I'm gonna say. When you were going on to it about truth, that you just needed to be honest. I'm like, this is a society is so scared to tell the truth, and a lot of people I've noticed when you start telling the truth, they back off as well because they don't want to be around your circle that you are telling the truth.
There's truth and honesty, isn't there? It's two different things. I mean, especially for us.
Yeah.
Because we have to be honest, not just honest with other people, but honest with ourselves.
Just with myself.
But sometimes people sometimes can't fucking, if you're not in the circle, shall we say, They can't cope with honesty. When you're fucking being completely honest, you can see people cringing like, oh, fuck it. Because you're making them feel insecure in themselves, I think. Because sometimes you can see it fucking causes them pain.
You're shining a light on the darkness from within them.
That's it. And it's not on purpose. It's not doing that on purpose. It's like because we've I suppose it's like with eating and like with meditation, over years we've like not fine-tuned ourselves because we're still fucked, but tuned ourselves into that is now our reality. Because before that, being dishonest without honesty, I would fucking argue with you that the sky were pink.
Yeah.
You know, because my head were that fucking fried,
just used to
black and
fucking
white.
lie about
You believe the
everything.
lie. Once
You
you've
believe
yes, once you've talked it so much to yourself,
Yeah.
it becomes your reality.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like we're drinking, and like Jamie said, then he said, I'm never going to drink again. I used to say that so many times. If you put me to a lie detector, I pass. Within 10 minutes of coming off that, I'd have a drink in me.
Yeah.
Because at that moment in time, I honestly believed that I wasn't going to do. Yeah. But then all of a sudden, about that crutch, it was a crutch. It fucking kept me moving. My defects of character were my fucking weapons of mass destruction. They kept me alive.
Yeah.
And then when I came into fucking recovery, I had to get shot of them. I'm like, fuck. It's just like it's like having a suit of armour on. And then all of a sudden, I went turn off you, and you fucking stood there stark as a raw nerve. And it's not like that. It's chipped away, and you're letting a little bit out of the layers of the onion or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Peeling it away. You say whatever it is, but when you've relied on stuff for so long to keep you alive, it's a scary fucking place. When the main thing you have to do is to be honest, because that was the thing with the steps. It wasn't the God thing. It was admitting, fucking believing in something else. You know, and it's like, fucking, I don't believe in myself.
That character's just getting
I'm
fucking
being
dismantled
honest.
and you don't know what's underneath and you don't...
that's it.
That's the whole thing.
I think somebody said to me, he said, well, my mate said it, and I say it now, he says, somebody said to him when he first went to AA, he says, AA is a cult, he said, you get brainwashed. He said, my brain needs fucking washing. You know what I mean? Simple as that, and it did, because it's filled with old stuff, with old ideals and old fucking protective mechanisms that are wrong.
Yeah.
And that need to be fucked off. And in that you need to have love.
Yeah.
And honesty, love's the fucking thing, and it's not the love.
Love's the glow of it all.
Fucking love's the glow. That t-shirt, bumper sticker. And that's the thing, and people get that mixed up with lust, and people get that mixed up with sex, and it's not about that. It's having love for other people, having love for your fucking self, which I still struggle with. But being able to love and to receive love is the biggest fucking gift for any human being. And if you would have told me that 20 years ago, there's a good chance I'd have glassed you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now I know, now I get that. Now I get that.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think that's what we are from birth. That's what it should be. But fucking life, parenting, fucking surroundings, money, all them things corrupts our soul.
Yeah.
Fuck me, this is going deep now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Soul is corrupted from a fucking young age. We're born innocent and we die innocent. It's that bit in between that's fucked up. Whereas we're lucky that we can kind of not reverse what we've done, but make recompense for what we've done, make amends for what we've done, and try to lead a better life and to help other people.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a fucking right old gift.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I think you're in great positions to be. We've all fucked up. I know I have multiple times, and I've still got some fuck ups in me. But it makes you relatable to other people. You can't help people who've been in your situation. You know, like who the fuck are you?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm open and honest about who I am. I don't go shouting from I'm a fucking alcoholic. I don't do that, but I'm open about my mental health. I'm open about my addictions, and by doing that, people have come to me then.
Yeah.
I'm a mental health first aider at work. People come to me and speak to me. Usually people that are struggling with addictions.
Yeah.
But I try to point them in the right direction. And most of them don't. Most of them don't want to go down the path that I've gone down, but you try your best to do it. And at least I know then that I've tried, rather than just going, fuck off.
Yeah.
You're doing me head in.
Well, that's what I tried to do with people. I said, this worked for me, but there's all this you can do, like I've said to you with breathwork, or it might not work for you, but I'm at that point of I want to be like a big kid and try everything, like see if it works, and if it doesn't, I'll do another thing. It's like same with food or whatever. Life's we're here for a long time.
We're here for a long time. There's no point in being fucking miserable.
Stuck into the same patterns, like you can't get out of a problem with I always say like a football team, like say if Leeds were fucking losing on 10 games, they were losing every game.
If you fucking jinx that this season now, I know where you live.
And they were playing the same team every fucking time. And like you go, why aren't they changing it? And this is why everyone it feels like they're stuck. I'm like, are you approaching life in a different way? Like,
nothing changes, nothing changes.
But you think everything I'm talking about is fucking mad. I'm like, you don't know it's mad until you've tried it.
Yeah.
And just to wrap it up as well, like disciples are true for the old name is like it comes from discipline. This disciples. So, what is the number one discipline that you've had to overcome, and how did you get it?
Fucking hell.
Or do you want to go with Jamie?
Wow, you go first.
No,
You're intrigued.
No. Fucking hell, that's hard, isn't it? Self.
Yeah.
Self.
That's
the biggest discipline, is self.
Yeah.
Because my self wants me to do what I want to do. Myself wants me to drink. Myself wants me to not be of use to other people. Myself doesn't want the best for me.
The lower mind, yeah.
Yeah, it don't. But
is that just as fucking head though? That's how we're wired up, mate. You know what I mean?
Monkey, innit? It's the chimp paradox.
That's all it is. Have you read the book, The Chimp Paradox?
No.
Read it.
That's fucking good,
Read The Chimp's Paradox, and that explains basically how our mind works. Same as like Dean just said, my chimp.
Yeah.
It's still
the monkey
there.
mind.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
And it's just tapping. And it's tapping, and it knows I had that drink. It'll start fucking somersaulting. Yes, tambourines will be going and all. What?
Yeah.
Like a fucking one-man band up there. And it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it'll be thinking, yes, all my Christmases have come at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And like it's
dealing with that chimp.
And that it is dealing with it. Self.
That's self.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you put it well there, Dean. I'll give you credit for that.
Cheers, pal.
I'll take some as well.
Nobody with chimp.
So I'll put this one to you. So what's the biggest truth you've had to overcome? Like what?
That's what you get for not answering the first question, dickhead.
The biggest truth I've had
Yeah,
to
you maybe had to like swallow like a realisation.
My realisation that was an alcoholic, you know.
Yeah.
That it was hard to swallow.
Yeah.
You know, it was hard to swallow that. I was addicted, you know, to alcohol and to drugs, you know. It is hard because I turned around, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them. I think my wife took me to a meeting when I was 27. She wanted, you know, for me to change, for me to stop.
Yeah.
And she wanted me to change. And I walked into a meeting up in Edinburgh, pissed. I was pissed when I went to this meeting in Edinburgh. And I always say, it might not have been him, but there were a geezer, you know, with long hair. If you look at Dean, he used to have long hair. I don't know if you'd come into meetings with long hair.
I don't think it was me, man.
I don't think it. I thought it was. In my head it was him, but obviously it wasn't. And I walked out of this meeting anyway with my wife at the time. But I don't even think I was fucking married, to tell you the truth then, before we even got married. And I walked out anyway. Geezer says to her, I said, fucking one of them. Bloke says, you know, see you in a few years, son. You know what I mean? And that for me, that's always stuck in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 10 years later, they did see me.
Yeah, yeah.
I was on my fucking head. So yeah, that's the biggest truth I have to admit to myself that it was me. Looks like a fucking clown, doesn't he?
Hey, I don't know. Listen, I don't know. You could talk because you know, but you said to me, he said, send me mum a picture. You've got a message. You've got it on Facebook, and I didn't. Yeah. So I'm looking through, going, what's his fucking mum? And I thought that must be his mum there because he's got pictures. And there's some pictures of you on there, and I didn't fucking know it was you.
Yeah.
You look fun. It's fucking. Because that's the thing. So and that all before it got back.
Yeah, there's one where I'm like that. I'm pulling just like me head. I'm like that.
When you sat at a table like out for something to eat with your mum and dad, and I wouldn't know it was you. It looks like somebody's just fucking pulled air out of you.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to remember not just how we looked, but how we felt then. Because then that's that fucking daunting reminder that fucking if I drink or use or take my foot off the gas, I'm back there.
That's there, of course you are. And that's somewhere we never ever want to be.
No.
But honest to God, we were walking down the canal, we come back from the canal, me and Kate, And we're walking down, and we don't know why we got on about it. And I says, I can even feel myself now. She said, you know about alcohol. If I think about alcohol or a drink, I'm getting it now.
That's good though. It's
I feel it, and you know, like
it's your soul going. But
exactly, and I know. And I've never lost anyone close to me at all. Like I have lost friends and all. Like I've never lost a parent. You know, I've lost my parents, but I know I can believe I have got the tools to say I won't ever drink again. I can't say never, because you don't know.
Yeah.
You need to never. But I know what to do now. Do you know what I mean? If someone fucking really gets to me, I can throw myself into me. I can throw Dean. I can throw my sponsor.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a good small circle of people.
Outlets in that environment, yeah.
And that is all I need. I don't need my circle to be fucking massive. I need it, and like you said to me, my circle is small, and that is all I need.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what I mean? And I could go to them, you know, and that
you know
is,
there's strength in it then, don't you, as well? You know exactly who you're dealing with, you know, like...
Of course you do, there's none of the...
You want people who are going to fucking tell you when you're going out of line as well.
We
like,
fucking do. We
you need people, like, not to do it in front of people and show you up, but behind closed doors go, you're a bit fucking out of line there, or pull you back down to reality.
We do
Put yourself in check, and you need them friends, don't you?
And there's I think when I first got sober, we were talking about it the other day, when I first got sober, my circle were massive, and you go out for meals, and there'd be like about 40 of you going out, and you pick up on other people's shit, and they'd be like, and then before you know it, you just become a fucking circle of fucking hatred and cynicism and shit. And then it started to go like that then. So my circle is fucking proper. It's the same as it. It's proper small because it's people that you can rely on and trust, and who'll be there at your darkest times as well as fucking there at your highest times as well. Whereas some people aren't, because A, life's busy, or B, they're just fucking, you try to look after that many other people.
You're not a friend to yourself.
That's it.
I found when I was going through it and started cutting certain stuff off, it's like I had a big group and it just got smaller and smaller. And but at one point I was like, this is fucking shit. Like, why is my life going like this? You felt lonely, and that Machiavellian. Many of them say it, and Carl Jung is like, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. That isolation time is the time for you to start really growing. Like everything good grows in dark first. All your roots going down. Yeah. You find like everything's starting to make sense. It just don't make sense while you're down there until it pops out. But you're popping out as a new person.
And that's when you were talking about self before. When you're running on self-will, you don't realise stuff's happening until after it, and you go, fucking hell. But you don't see that at the time. And that's the pain. That's growth. Growing pains. You went through them as a teenager, you fucking went through growing pain. And that's the same. Now, all in life, your fucking spirit's all forever growing, your soul's forever growing. Just because outside, the inside's forever growing. This is forever learning.
You know I've always looked at it as like life as a graph as well. You know, like when you see stocks and shares, it goes up and down. And it's like, that's how life is. And when you come into that point of you know, you're like really in shit and it's going bad, good. Because you're fucking it's about to pop off for you. But you can't, notes on a complete up and notes on a complete down.
It'd be nice to have it fucking plateau for a while.
Well, it does for a little bit.
Yeah, but it's fucking smaller than that, isn't it? Fucking plateaus out down again.
It'd be fucking boring.
I just wish it was somebody else's fucking turn now and again. Wish that black cloud would fuck off and I go over somebody else's house for a bit. You don't wish ill on anybody, but leave me alone for a week or two.
Thank you for coming on. Is there a message that you'd like to leave for the listeners? Is there that you're working on that you'd like to?
Oh no, just if anyone's having a shit time and they want to come down for a pot of tea, you know, get yourself down to Reynolds Boxing Academy. It's LS15 OED, is it? OED.
We'll put you in.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Come down, like with myself and Dean. We aren't doctors or counsellors, but you know, we are good listeners, and there's a good group of people down there. You know what I mean? You can come down for a walk. You don't have to come down for a run, you can come for a walk. Or even just a pot of tea.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've got it's just a great atmosphere. On a Sunday morning, you're feeling low, you're feeling shit about yourself. Get yourself down there, because I'm telling you now, you walk in the room and you wear him, he doesn't shut up anyway, you know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cheeky bastard, isn't it?
Honest to God, it's just, but the atmosphere, it's amazing, and it does make it.
Yeah. No, thank you.
So, but thank you for having us on.
No.
You got what else to say?
The one thing I always say when I'm asked about it is like, ask for help.
Yeah.
No matter what you're going through, no matter fucking if you think you're by yourself, no matter how dark it is, put your hand out. There's always help there, but you've got to put your fucking hand out. And I wish somebody had told me that years ago. And that's one thing I always do. No matter what it is, be it fucking recovering from life, ingrowing toenails, fucking alcoholism, misery, whatever. Put your hand out. There's always somebody there. And you know, you said that not everybody's connected, but some people are. I believe that people who are meant to be connected are connected by a fucking spiritual thread, and you don't know who's on the end of that till you pull on it.
Yeah.
So pull on fucking thread
Yeah.
and ask for help.
Amazing, guys. Thank you for your time.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.